Hey guys, welcome to a Vlogmas day 21. And I know yesterday in my Dear Spark, I said I don't take very many Sam's orders. But here we are waiting at Sam's to pick up a Sam's order. This one is actually kind of what I said. This one had a very generous tip though, so I took it. But if it wasn't for the tip, this is what Sam's offered for this one. $19.85 total. $19.35 was the trip earnings, and then extra earnings of 50 cents for 27.7 miles and for 1 hour and 24 minutes of work approximately. We'll see how long it takes them to load me up. I hope I don't regret it. I forgot my bag today. I ended up using it to take some stuff into the house, and I left it in the house. So I do have my tote, so I may end up using my tote to carry some stuff to people's houses. We have 4 drop-offs for this, and one of them is a business. It is currently 2 o'clock, so ideally if we could get 3 orders in, that would be great, but we'll kind of see how this afternoon unfolds with me taking this order. But I'd said previously that I wanted to do kind of a Q&A video during my Spark session. So I have gone through, I have 8 questions to answer for you guys, and I will answer them throughout this video. So while we are waiting to get loaded up, let's see if I can answer 2 questions real quick. Our first question is, what do you do during your downtime? Sometimes you come out here and it's back to back and there's not a lot of downtime. But sometimes you come out here and there's a lot of downtime. And so some things that I do during my downtime is I do have an eBay store. And so sometimes I will work on eBay stuff, and I'll also take that time to go to the post office, check my P.O. box to drop off orders. I'll run errands that I need to run while I'm in town. Sometimes I'll go to the bread outlet, and then I will work on YouTube stuff. I'll respond to comments. I will edit videos because I do edit just on my phone. So sometimes I will edit videos. Sometimes I'll watch YouTube and comment just to try to be a bigger part of the YouTube community and support other YouTubers that I like to follow. I play a game called Township, and so sometimes I will play that in the co-op that I'm in, and the league that I'm in right now we can do 15 tasks a day. So sometimes I'll use downtime to try to hit those tasks and try to help the co-op out so we don't get demoted to a lower league. So yeah, that's about it. Sometimes, I do journal every day, and sometimes I'll get behind, so sometimes I'll bring my journaling stuff and I'll journal and get caught up. But other than that, that's about it during my downtime. I try to be productive with something so that I don't feel like I'm completely wasting my time, but it doesn't always work out that way. I have worked on baby shower invitations and just done little things that are going on in my life at that time. Question number 2, when you have multiple stops, do you separate them to go in the trunk and your back seat? So if it is a curbside order, which is delivery, and it is groceries, yes, each order has its place. One will go front, one will go in the back seat, and one will go in the trunk. If it's GMD orders, majority of the time the big stuff will go on the back seat. All the other packages will go in the trunk. And then the little packages, I have a tendency to put in a tote now so that they don't get lost or fall under a seat or something. I put them in a tote and usually keep them up front with me. So I'm gonna add to this another question, which is, how do you organize more than 3 drop-offs? I've never had more than 3 drop-offs for curbside and delivery. For curbside delivery, it's front seat, back seat, and trunk. I believe they said that they had a sedan. Some people will have totes in the trunk. I have the little totes that I like for the bread and the eggs and stuff like that, but that's about it. When it comes to GMD, sometimes GMDs are so big there's really no way to organize it. It's just a matter of fitting it all in your car, and when you get to the stop, finding it and digging it out. Sometimes if I realize that someone has more than one package, I will try to put the 2 packages together so that it's less time digging. But if you have a good way to organize GMDs, let me know. But in general, there's no real good way that I have found to organize GMDs, because you just don't have the space for them, and the packages are awkward sizes sometimes, and big ones and little ones and everything like that. So all right, so that ultimately ended up being 3 questions. Let's see when we get loaded up, and when we get done with this, I'll answer some more. All right, one thing I don't like about Sam's is it takes forever to get loaded up, but we are loaded up. I confirmed arrival at 2 o'clock, and it is 2:19. So let's get on the road and get these going. All right, so we finished the Sam's order, confirmed arrival at 2 o'clock, end time was 3:35, drove 27 miles, accepted rate was $48.49, trip earnings was $19.35, 50 cents was extra earnings, and then there was a tip of $28.64. The way they had that order set up to be delivered was crazy and made it more mileage than it should have been. I started and ended in the same area, but the area wasn't close to Walmart. If they had put those 2 together at the beginning, that would have cut out probably a good 7 miles at least. But yeah, I didn't like the way that they had that order done. It was a lot of backtracking. So that was what I was talking about yesterday. I wish that you can restack the orders. I just accepted a order, curbside 3 drop-offs, so let's go get those done. But real quick, I'm going to answer 2 questions. One is, this question gets asked multiple times on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, where I post my reels and stuff. Did you check the eggs? Yes, I checked the eggs. I cut that part out of the video because it can take a long time to check eggs, and it's hard to check the eggs holding the phone to record in one hand and trying to open the things. So typically I check the eggs, decide what carton I'm gonna get, and then I record me getting that carton. So yes, I do check eggs. And then a second question that I can answer real quick is, are you the same lady that drives for Uber? No, I don't drive for Uber. I'm a little, believe it or not, I'm a little antisocial, and I can have a social anxiety around people. So I feel like Uber would be fun, but no, it's not me. All right, let's go get these orders delivered. All right, so that order is done. Confirmed arrival at 3:50 to my last drop off at 4:24, so not bad at all. 4:48. Drove 4.8 miles, and my acceptance rate for that was $19.91. $9 was trip earnings, and then extra earnings was $2.10, and then there was $8.81 in tips on that. I have accepted another order. I have 7 minutes until I can pick it up, so I'm here waiting. I figured I'd go ahead and answer the rest of these questions. This question says, have you thought about getting a wagon for larger orders to reduce your trips back and forth? No. I mean, yes and no. Mainly no, because a lot of the wagons I see, they're big, and so they're going to take up a lot of space in the car, which is going to interfere with what I can put in the car. I feel like that, I don't know, I just feel like setting it up and taking it down and everything is ultimately going to end up being more work than just making 2 or 3 trips back and forth. I could see getting one if I lived in a big enough city where there was a lot of apartment buildings that had elevators and this, that, and the other. One lady that I watch, Meaty Mama, I think she has a wagon, but she lives in Florida, and so a lot of times she has to like park a little bit away when she does like the apartments and stuff like that. So if that was my situation, yes, but for the area I live in, no. Most of the apartments that are here don't have elevators. It's very few that do. So now, if I could have one thing, if I could find like a compactable dolly for when I have heavy stuff, that would be wonderful, because sometimes we get heavy stuff. I know one time I had a mini fridge and I ended up having to just drag it. But so yeah, but no, in general, to the wagon. Next question is, what part of the country is this? It's very beautiful. It is very beautiful here. I think on another one, this person also commented, I could be wrong, but I bet you get to see a lot of nice houses. So to answer the first part of that is, I am located in Virginia, in central Virginia. They say it's the heart of Virginia, so, but located in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. The parkway is close by. We're probably like 3.5 hours from Washington, D.C., about 3.5 hours from Virginia Beach. So I feel like we're in a good location. But yes, there are a lot of beautiful, beautiful houses and neighborhoods here. And that's one thing that I like about this, is because you do get to see areas that you wouldn't typically visit. There are some areas I truly have no reason to go to, so it is nice. And then somebody asked, what do I write down? So on my little clipboard sheets, I think at the time they asked this, I had the notebook, but I switched. I just write down the time that I confirm arrival and what time I end my time, how much mileage I drove for that trip, my acceptance rate, and then I write down the breakdown of the acceptance rate from trip earnings, extra earnings, and tips. Honestly, and I'll write the location down at what Walmart I picked up, and then sometimes I'll write down like if it's a shopping order, or like ×3, I did 3 drop-offs or whatever. A lot of this really is for information I give you guys. I wouldn't remember. Of course, I need mileage for taxes. I need the numbers for taxes. Someone said just screenshot it. I forget. The intention to screenshot is very good, but I forget half the time. So, because once you start your trip, it doesn't take me back to the breakdown of what everything is. So, but I'm gonna get ready to go over here and pick up this. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A. I hope I answered some of y'all's burning questions. That is it for the questions. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let's go do this last delivery. Sorry, a bunch of messages keep coming in from my main job, so I keep looking. But let's go get this last order and get it delivered so I can show you guys some Christmas lights today. All right, so that took a little bit of time, but we got loaded up. So let's go. I confirmed arrival at 4:50 and it's 5:01. So we have 2 drop-offs. Let's go get these done real quick, and that'll be it for the day because it will be done. All right, so I am back home. I confirmed arrival on that last order at 4:50, and my end time was 5:32. I had 2 drop-offs. I drove 7 miles, and my acceptance rate for that was 1963. $9 was trip earnings, 70 cents was extra earnings, and then $9.93 was a tip. For my grand total for this afternoon was $88.03. $40.65 of that was trip earnings, $47.38 of that was tips. So great tip day. I believe I drove about 58 miles and I worked 3.5 hours. So my mileage breakdown was $1.51 a mile. And then my hourly breakdown was $25.15 an hour. That is it. I'm gonna do the Christmas lights next, and I hope you enjoy those. And I will see you guys tomorrow for day 22.